Who's next? Tristan Gemmill off Casualty, look. Let's see what Tristan wants to know, shall we?
Hi, Rod. Working on Casualty, we get to know quite a bit about medical science, but every now and then a question comes along that we just can't answer, so that's where I need your help. We were wondering, is it possible to knock yourself out with a punch from your own fist?
Excellent question.
It is an excellent question. David, can you have a look and see what you can find out for us? But the rest of you, what do we think? Is it possible? Have you ever knocked yourself out?
No, but my dad did. He told me... my dad's favourite story is when he used to play rugby when he was younger. And every scrum they went into, the other team won. And so his coach took him aside after, during the break and went, you need to knock out the hooker in the opposition. As soon as you next time you punch, knock him out, because we can't win with him. So they backed down for a scrum, and my dad said he just packed in and he went, I can't believe I'm going to do that, and he just went as hard as he could and went, oh, I think I just killed the guy. It was the hardest punch he's ever thrown. And the scrum broke up, and my dad's own hooker was unconscious. And I always loved the idea of my dad walking away from the scrum and going, oh, who did that? That's awful.
My dad said to me when I was being bullied by a kid at school, he decided to give me some tough love, and he pulled me to the front room and went, you listen to me, right? I'm sick of you coming home and whinging about that boy. You punch him once. All you have to do is turn around when he bullies you next, you punch him once and he'll never bother you again. That's my pledge to you as a father. Yeah. So I did exactly what he said. I turned round and when this kid was picking on me and I punched him, he beat the shit out of me. It is the worst piece of advice I've ever been given in my life.
Over to David for a fact.
Well, martial arts are often about punching people, but the hits there are all about skill.
Martial arts are often about punching people. Yeah. The ancient discipline of the martial arts.
It all comes down to who can punch the other person.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's all about skill and control. Here's an audition tape from a martial arts movie.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Bad auditions over this side, David? Have you ever had any terrible auditions, disasters?
Oh, they're all pretty awful, to be honest.
What was your Doctor Who one like? Can you remember it?
I didn't really have an audition for that. You know.
Why not? You were sleeping with K9. Do you know what I've always wondered? Do you think a man, like a boxer, I mean, somebody trained in boxing, could knock out a hippo? I've always wondered that. Rita, do you think a man like Mike Tyson or somebody, a really big boxer, could knock out a hippo with a punch?
Maybe a baby hippo.
That's too nice an image. I'm talking about a full-on, big old, dirty, big old hippo.
No, I don't reckon he could.
Do you not?
No.
Do you reckon a man could knock out a hippo?
Yeah, but not... You'd have to take it by surprise, I think.
Yeah. If the hippo wasn't...
Yeah. Do you know, like some people, if they know a punch is coming, you can flinch and you can take it.
You think the hippo would brace?
I reckon if you did this to the hippo, if you went, oh, look at that lion.
Bang!
That's it. That's how you do it then.
I reckon Greg could knock himself out, in all seriousness. If anyone could here, because you're 20 stone, 6'8".
I've never punched anyone in the face.
Well, why don't we make this a first? Why don't you try and knock yourself out now as an experiment?
Oh, that'd be good, yeah. Punch myself in the face on national television.
Go on, punch yourself in the face to see if you can knock yourself out for the experiment.
I don't want to punch myself in the face. I have to surprise myself. You have to put some butter on a door handle so I go like that.
Look, if you put this on... I've got an eye mask here. If you put an eye mask on, Greg, so that you can surprise yourself with a punch.
You think by covering my eyes up, I'm more likely to punch myself in the face?
Yeah, you won't see the punch coming, you might knock yourself out. You can creep up on yourself now.
I think he should put his fists like that.
And then, unfortunately, he can't see this. You might have to explain, Long.
Lift your mask up, Greg. Lift your mask up.
Lift your mask up, Greg. We're not ready.
This is what you should do, right? You should do that, and then just throw your face into it.
That's it. Just pretend there's a melee going on. Pretend there's a bit of a rumble, and then just stick your head in there.
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my mask on and I'm going to pretend that this whole thing isn't going on.
Now get your arms going. Come on, get your arms going.
What? I'm not going to punch myself in the face.
Get your arms going and then stick your head in the middle of it. Come on, get on with it.
What's my motivation for punching myself in the face? Well.
Oh, he's still conscious.
I would love to tell you, Rita, that wasn't erotic, but I'm afraid it was. Oh, I tell you, that stings, Rita, that does. I felt like I'm being in a scene in EastEnders. Oh, that's it, you slag.
David, are we any closer to finding an answer?
I suspect we might need to bring an expert on this. So on the line, Dr. Anthony Alessi from Connecticut, who was voted Ringside Physician of the Year in 2009. Yes, he was.
Dr. Alessi, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
The question we are pondering here in the studio is, could a man, or anyone, could one knock oneself out with one's own fist?
They could not do it intentionally.
You couldn't do it intentionally?
No, I don't believe anyone can do that intentionally because we have a reflex built into the brainstem that causes us for avoidance. Now, certainly someone could be surprised if they were doing something like closing a valve that was stiff and their hand slipped and they were surprised and hit themselves. It's possible to cause a concussion.
So it's the element of surprise that's the problem?
Absolutely.
Can I ask a question at this point? If you surprised a hippo... if surprise is the key, if you surprised a hippopotamus, do you think a man could knock it out?
Only Mike Tyson.
But just to clarify, you think it's theoretically possible, but you don't know anyone that's ever done it?
I think it's so highly improbable that it could not happen.
I will take that as an answer. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, that's nearly all the questions we've had sent in this week. But Rita, you're our special guest. Do you have a question for us this evening?
Yes. What is more important to the planet, birds or fish?
What do you reckon it is?
Birds, but I have no idea why. I bet there's some explanation that you're going to find.
All right, David, can you see what you can...
I will.
Find out?
Yeah.
Are you a bird man or a fish man, David?
I'd always go for the chicken over the fish.
What do you reckon's more important, fish or birds?
Birds, Rod.
I think birds as well. What do you think, Adam?
Because they can...
No, I'm just going to go around. Let me just go along the line first. Lloyd, what do you think? Birds or fish?
Fish, definitely.
Adam?
Fish. Fish are more important. I'd miss them both. I'd hate to wake up in the morning and not hear birds tweeting.
Yeah.
But then I'd hate to wake up at all if I couldn't have fish fingers.
I think if you woke up to the sound of Fish song, that wouldn't be as appealing, would it?
Have you got any other facts for us?
There's a clip here where the fish and the birds try to settle the question for us.
But they push the herring within range of the gulls. It's a feeding frenzy.
That is pretty cool, huh?
That technically wasn't a fish, it was a mammal.
There are loads of examples of why birds are really important in terms of keeping down insects and mice and stuff. Like farmers, if you didn't have, without the cockerel, farmers wouldn't get up. And then... It's absolutely true. Without the farmer, obviously...
Without a cockerel, a farmer would go into a lifetime coma. That's it. cockerel hasn't gone off, I'm going to stay asleep for 60 years.
Without the farmer, there is no food chain, there's no industry, you've got to look at the knock-on effect of this. You take the cockerel out, the whole of our food chain collapses.
I've said this before, I know, but the trouble with this is you genuinely believe it.
I think there's an element of truth in it.
There's an element of truth. That a cockerel is nature's alarm clock. And without it, farmers would sleep for a lifetime, there would be no milk produced, the economy would collapse, everyone would die without a cockerel.
Yeah, that's it.
There's a misconception that roosters just crow when the sun comes up. Cockerels crow whenever they feel like
Absolutely, they crow. They know because they've got an internal body clock.
it. Whenever they feel like it.
No, they just... They don't just crow whenever they feel like it. They've got discipline.
What happened there was, David said that they crow whenever they feel like it, and you interpreted that sentence as being in order to wake up farmers.
Everybody knows a cockerel crows to wake people up. They don't just crow when they feel like it, do they?
Again, there's a misconception that roosters just crow when the sun comes up. Cockerels crow whenever they feel like it.
They clearly don't crow whenever they feel like it, do they?
I've got the computer, I'm right.
All right. They have to crow they crow at dawn. It's nothing to do with whether they feel like it.
Cockerels crow whenever they feel like it.
You can read that as much as
you notice it more at dawn because it's quiet and you're in bed asleep.
No, that's not true. Cockerels don't crow at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. What?
They do, Rod.
I'll refer you to.
No, they don't.
I'll refer you back to Exhibit A.
Cockerels crow whenever they feel like it.
No, they don't. They crow at dawn. They only crow at dawn. It doesn't matter where they crow at dawn. That's it. They crow. They know what time it is.
If it says it on the
know what
screen,
time
it's
it is.
true. Cockerels crow whenever they feel like it. That's it.
Yeah,
Press
but
the button. Press the button.
Do you, David Tennant, believe that cockerels crow when they feel like it?
Cockerels crow whenever they feel like it.
Do
It's
you
all I
believe
know.
that? Do you believe that?
Don't push
Do
me.
you believe
Don't
that?
push me.
Do you believe that?
Don't push
Do
me.
you believe that?
I know they feel
Do
like
you
crowing
believe
and
that?
Yes, they only crow in the morning. I give in.
Do you believe that?
It's all true. Whatever you say, I give in. I'm closing the computer. It's over.
So we've had it authenticated. Thank you, David. Authenticating the fact so birds, I see this is why all good reasons why I think birds are more important.
Yeah.
Yep. And where would we be without owls? Just tell me, please back me up, that without birds you would have so many vermin and insects and everything, we'd be overrun, our food chain would be destroyed.
Just tell me what you want me to say.
Just find me a fact about birds being important to the environment because of vermin and...
Fish are used in the production of a lot of lipsticks, but now birds have got their claws into the beauty market too. The Geisha Facial, available in a New York beauty salon for $180, contains powdered nightingale droppings. The powder is rich in the amino acid guanine, which is said to brighten and cleanse skin.
Is that something you'd go for, Rita?
If it worked, yes.
Would you?
It was good, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd have bird poo on your face?
Would you really?
Yeah.